Old American Gunmen and Outlaws. Series, David L. Anderson, Billy Wilson, 1861 to 1919. David L. Anderson, better known as William Billy Wilson or Buffalo Bill, was an Old West outlaw who rode with Billy the Kid after the Lincoln County War in New Mexico. He also served as a law enforcement officer and U.S. Customs inspector in his later years. Born in Trumbull County, Ohio, on November 23, 1860, David Lawrence Anderson moved with his family to southern Texas in the early 1870s. As he grew older, he worked as a cowboy before moving to White Oaks, New Mexico, and purchasing a ranch in 1880. He sold his business in less than a year, but was paid in counterfeit bills. After being deceived, he began passing the money and was arrested and prosecuted. He jumped bail and escaped, joining Billy the Kid's gang of thieves. From February to May 1880, Anderson stole horses from the Mescalero Apache Reservation and cattle from ranchers on the Colorado River and sold them for $10 a head. On November 29th, Anderson and Billy the Kid were traveling across open country near White Oaks when a gang of 8 local men suddenly pursued them. Both horses were killed during the chase, but both managed to escape on foot. The trio, who later met up with Dave Rudabaugh, entered White Oaks the next day and attempted to kill Deputy Sheriff James Redman, but were forced to flee after a mob of 30 or 40 men took to the streets. He and the others were pursued by a posse of 12 men to a ranch house 40 miles away, but managed to escape. They killed Deputy Sheriff Jimmy Carlisle during the shootout. Following the siege of Stinking Springs near Tyban, New Mexico, he was arrested along with the rest of Billy the Kid's gang after surrendering to Pat Garrett. He was convicted in December 1880 and sent to prison in Santa Fe. However, he escaped in 1884 and returned to Texas under his real name, David L. Anderson, where he took up farming, married, and raised a family in Sanderson. In 1896, Pat Garrett helped him obtain a presidential pardon. He later worked as a U.S. Customs inspector before becoming Terrell County Sheriff in 1905. He was killed in the line of duty in 1918.